Hello Ratbags, it's Jade Plays Games with a DAYZ update video. Guys, I thought I'd get this out to you really quickly. They've just announced on the post blog when you can maybe expect to see vehicles and bases on Xbox. You guys know I've been waiting for this one. I really like DAYZ, but without some of these modifications, without some of these updates, there really isn't that much to do for me in the game. You can only troll some people so much, and gathering resources, gathering supplies is good, but it'd be nice to actually have somewhere to put them resources like a base. Now, the update has just gone live for PC. It's officially on their official servers now, so anyone can go and build a car or build a base. It isn't just some experimental build servers, and it is come to Xbox. They've just posted this development briefing. I'm going to go through it all for you guys. It looks like very soon we're going to see this. We've also got mouse and keyboard support coming alongside a bunch of other games also getting it on Xbox. It is going to be there for DayZ too. So the post says, since launching in game preview, we haven't released any major content for DayZ, and especially now after the PC beta update, we've been getting a lot of questions about when you can expect it to drop. Good news, it's right around the corner. So, as long as nothing goes wrong with internal testing, they'll be releasing a big game preview on Thursday, November the 22nd. So that's this week, guys. We're announcing this with a little bit of warning since there are quite a few things that will break the build or might break the build. Hopefully, we should all be good and ready to release what's without any doubt the biggest game update we've done on Xbox so far. Along bringing new things to try, the update should also be addressing some of the very annoying issues that you've been reporting. It is mad, but this is coming along, and just as I've been telling you guys, development would finish off really quickly. It's been painfully slow for PC. We understand PC players are still maybe a bit grumpy and a bit pissed off that the game took so long to develop. But in the last year, the developers have kind of stuck exactly to what they said at the start of the year. They said they would get it to 1.0 release. It's looking like that's going to happen on PC, and they said they'd get it on Xbox. Now, the Xbox is now finally starting to see the content, and not that far away from what PC just had. Remember, PC has only just got these official stuff going through, like vehicles and the base building, and so nearly, what, 10 days later, maybe 2 weeks later, we're getting it on Xbox. That's not a bad turnaround. So the new vehicle, the Adder 4x4, plus parts and other necessary items to build it. It's not going to be easy. You might not be running around in cars everywhere. Base building and necessary items to make it work. Tools, planks and nails. New shotgun plus ammo. Tents and barrels for making improvised camps and loot stashes. Improved nighttime. Don't throw away those road flares, everyone. You'll need them. Lots of other new items configured for spawning in the central economy. Slightly increased number of infected. That's a big criticism that a lot of people are finding. Without players maybe running into, the game doesn't offer much difficulty other than just the basic survival, which is hard enough. But with more zombies around the servers, it will make it more interesting for you. You might have to think a bit more strategically whether or not it's worth going into a town or making sure you partner up with someone. So lots of bug fixes hopefully, fixes for the annoying hit registration bug, missing control should now be added as well as some new options. We'd like to add leaning, switching fire mode, weapon zeroing and switching between multiple user actions. We've gone through the first round optimizations, improving the performance and stability of the inventory, where evaluating the performance will be one of the things we will be monitoring. Changes to central economy and item spawning quantity in general, so I'm hoping that means we're going to get more. Lots of smaller animation and sound improvements, general improvements to game stability. And it's probably best time to get into DayZ if you've been thinking about it, as it's going to be 15% off. So it's going to be $26.99 instead of what, $35.99 or whatever it is, or $32.99 on the Xbox. So if you have an undecided friend thinking about it, you can get them to do it. That's going to be going on Black Friday. In fact, that sale is on now to the 26th of November, so go ahead if you're looking to try it out. And remember, you do get an hour free as it's part of the game preview, so if you haven't tried it, absolutely give it a go. I rate DayZ, problems and everything, as a really unique experience. There really isn't that many games like it on Xbox or PS4. Don't forget, it is hitting PS4 in the future once it hits 1.0 release, probably on Xbox at the same time. One of the things that we like to resolve during the game preview is the general usability and the inventory UI functionality. The DayZ game design team joined forces with our friends and colleagues in the Vigor team, and for the past 2 weeks they've been brainstorming possible new concepts for the DayZ UI and inventory usability. We've done a pretty extensive research in this area and identified a lot of specific things that would be worth taking a look at. This effort should result in a set of specific improvements that we want to try implementing in order to make DayZ a bit more friendly. That is exactly my idea. I mean, I said this months ago when DAYZ came out, when I first got a chance to play it. The user interface really isn't built for console. And I told them to go and take a look at their team. Obviously, I'm sure they didn't actually even see my video or the videos I've done expressing that. But it's a pretty obvious thing. They both work for the same publisher. They're both producing games for the Xbox. Vigor has a much better system for controlling your character. It's very similar in the way that you move and that you fire weapons, or the weapons that are in the game, I should say. So it should work perfectly if they can transport that system that Vigor have been working on into DAYZ. Now, it's not perfect, but it's 10 times better than the DAYZ UI. DAYZ UI is really just convoluted, definitely better for people with a mouse and keyboard. So they're not going to be doing that straight away, and it's not guaranteed that that will be switching over anytime soon, but it's something they're going to be definitely working on. And I guess that leaves us with this mouse and keyboard support. If you don't know, Xbox is enabling a bunch of games that will actually allow you to use mouse and keyboard, including Fortnite. Now, this was announced a few months ago, and it went into their closed program, I do believe, last month, and so it looks like it's been rolled out for a lot of games this month. You'll also be able to play Warframe and War Thunder with a mouse and keyboard pretty much right now. More games coming are Vermintide 2, Strange Brigade, Bomber Crew, Deep Rock Galactic and X-Morph Defense. They're also getting mouse and keyboard support. And Children of Mortar, DAYZ obviously, Minion Master, Moonlighter, Vigor, Warface and Wargroove are all slated for support in the near future. So that is pretty big stuff going on. I know a lot of people would like to use their mouse and keyboard on Xbox games, and certainly if you're using that old UI, a mouse and keyboard is going to work a lot better. Either way, it's good stuff for DAYZ. I can really see the end in sight. It's been a bumpy ride for DAYZ. You can see when they first came out, that was a huge amount of people. Obviously, games get much bigger than that now. Ark has just hit 106,000 players in one weekend. But back in 2013, indie titles still were quite unknown, especially ones to get that many players. It didn't maintain it like games like Rust. It really did go very low indeed, and as pretty much as low as August this year was one of their lowest points. But the people are starting to respond to the updates. They've listened to the devs, and the devs are putting in the content they said they were going to put in. And you can see now it's steadily on the rise, going from 3,000 daily users in October to 12,000 users on average. So that's great stuff for DAYZ. I think that really shows that the game is coming along, and it is a good game underneath all the jankiness sometimes and the problems it's had. I like it. I really enjoyed it. You guys know I put a bunch of content at release. It just didn't have enough for me to maintain it on my channel. I didn't really feel like I wanted to make lots and lots of the same content, just griefing other players or just running around getting loot, which was kind of still very broken. But now the improvements are coming in, now stability is here. I'm well keen to play and try out some of the new vehicles and the base building. Now remember, the base building isn't like you're going to be building massive giant castles. It's very basic. You can put fences around somewhere, you can put a couple watchtowers and maybe a few tents and barrels just to hide stuff in. You're not going to be building huge houses, but it's enough to keep people coming, trying something. Now bases do persist. They don't disappear when you log off, they will stay there. There are some complaints on PC at the moment about how easy it is to break into bases. It seems the locking mechanism that you basically use the chain and padlock, is a little bit underwhelming. People can break it with simple tools, and some people are finding that the hitboxes for shutting and opening gates is a bit of a problem too. So obviously it's still work in progress. It's not going to just mean you're perfectly safe. You are going to have to take lots of steps and measures to maybe make sure your gear is safe. But I think that adds a new element to it. DAYZ really is a PvP focused game, and that's what you should be playing it as. So you may have to defend yourself from other people raiding, and that is just part and parcel of it. So get used to it, people, and I can't wait to get in one of these cars and just run around, hopefully mowing down people. Fully prepare for Betrayal DAYZ Volume 2 coming very soon. I'm also really excited to try out the nighttime cycles as well. Nighttime on PC is no joke. It's literally pitch black. You cannot see anything. The devs have stated they're going to add more natural light sources for the final build of the game, but it really is dark. If you haven't seen it, go and check out the video I told you guys about all the content that was cut or is going to be cut from the full release for now, and the content that will be coming after the game has come out in 1.0, just to see what the future also holds for DAYZ. So there you go guys, really quick one. Make sure you hit that like button. I will be here on Thursday the 22nd doing a live stream. Once that update goes live, we'll hit it and we'll keep playing it until I get hold of a car or we start building a base. If you want to join me, make sure you stay tuned on the Thursday it's meant to come out. And come and join my Discord or follow me on Twitter to keep up to date. I always generally retweet or give news about DayZ on them platforms too. Until then, rat bags, I will see you in DayZ.